that one you did with the dude with the condom on his head, that was really good.
Yeah, I'm just delighted. I'm going to give it my all as a Taoiseach of the country, and it's going to be like that. I think we need a strong man, and that's why I'm coming in.
Then you Pascal, of course we need a strong man, and that's why I should do it. Third episode, I looked at her, I was like, my name is Carlo Shines, I'm a driver with Ferrari. She's like, fuck, brilliant. She's like, you got that one.
You must be joking.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our great pleasure and enormous honour and a massive privilege to welcome this guest to the podcast, a man formerly of the Joe parish, the one, the only, the amazing Conor Moore, Conor Sketches. Conor, thanks for coming in. How are you, pal?
It's good to be home. It's good to be home.
Oh, man.
Cheers, boys. Thanks for having me.
As Dorothy says in The Wizard of Oz,
Good. No place.
there's no place like home.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
yeah, the tattoo, yeah.
Look at that. Wizard of Oz. Wizard of
My
Oz.
favourite film.
Look.
Is it?
Yeah. My auntie says to me, why did you get that tattoo? And I says, because.
This man never switches off.
No.
Never switch. I love it.
I was waiting for a fucking... I was like, is it a fucking stammer?
So how are you? How's things?
Great, yeah. Very good at the minute, yeah. Can't complain.
Conor is like, there's a lot of impressionists out there at the moment, isn't there? A lot of them. There's a good few of them.
Yeah, the fella that does my teeth is very good.
Yeah.
It's a great impression.
Yeah, and there's painters, the impressionists. Yeah, from the anyway. But this lad here is the GOAT.
Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt.
Like the best. What you're brilliant at, Conor, is
Doing impressions.
doing impressions, no, but of the moment, and of like so you've obviously got a real cute business head in you as well, all right? Like you're obviously really talented at what you do, but the way you've tapped into the golf and all the golfers, and now the F1 and all the F1 heads and all the personalities that go with that, it's just genius. But you wouldn't get in if you weren't able to do it, and he doesn't do an absolute T.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be able to get into any of them places because I'm from Ballymunnon anyway, no matter what impressions I could do.
Yeah, well.
I'd be going, listen, any chance we shot of that car, bud?
Yeah, Christian.
Yeah.
I'd love to
There's the
see
key.
you with Augusta.
Yeah.
Augusta.
There's the keys. I don't need the keys.
You can imagine over in Augusta. How does he get a green?
But you know what? Funny enough, we should mention about the golf. So when the Irish Open was on there a few weeks ago, I got called up by an English film crew. You've probably seen it online. There was a golfer pranked at the Irish Open. Did you not see it?
What? A pranked?
He was pranked, yes. So what happened was they got a guy in who was a really good golfer, played off 5, a South African guy, very big figure kind of on YouTube and that. So they got him in to prank. I can't think of the name. I'll get you the name of the golfer. He's not up in the top kind of tier, but he's a professional golfer that was playing in the Irish Open.
Bully one of the lower ranking golfers.
So it was the Pro-Am. So this guy was out with this professional, and another 2 people were out playing with him, and it was just a piss take from the beginning. So they'd all hidden cameras all around the course, right out at where was the play at?
K Club.
The K Club, right there. So, and there was people, just there like with golf bags with cameras in them, and this bloke just took the piss out of this golfer. He turned up late on the tee box talking to his dad. Yeah, I'll be with you in a minute, and the whole lot.
Just really
And
rude.
I can't believe I didn't see that.
I was his caddy. Do you know what I mean? And he was just throwing the clubs on the ground, like, and I'm kind of looking at him. And your man was going, he was asking me, he was like, are you okay? Is
Can you
everything
see
all
this
right?"
anywhere?
Yeah, I have it. I have her on the phone, yeah. Yeah, I'll
Just
show
you,
it to
isn't
you.
it on
But
YouTube?
it obviously went online, did it?
Yeah, it went online. It was on some golf thing. I have it on the phone.
Some
But
golf thing? You're
yeah,
talking to Mr. Golf
Yeah, I
Man,
know,
yeah.
but it was, and then at
It's
the
definitely
end.
a DP World type thing. They would do that.
Yeah, and then at the end when you come out, but when your man rang me up, he goes, yeah, look, so I says, well, listen, I says, I actually know a couple of professional golfers. And your man was like, oh, yeah, do you? I think he thought I was taking the piss, like, He goes, who'd you know? I says, well, if it's Shane Lowry, I says, I can't do it. I says, because I know Shane to say hello to. I says, we wouldn't be mates or anything like that. I says, well, oh, yeah, I think he thought I was taking the piss. But when we were coming in off the 9th, as we're walking around the back of the thing, what are you doing in here? Is all I heard, right? Told you, Shane Lowry, right? And your man goes, you do know Shane?
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I was just talking over a couple of Shane's a lovely fella.
Ah, he's a gent. Yeah. He's a gent. Conor, I want to ask you a question. Who's the most famous person in your phone?
The most famous person in my phone.
Your mummy.
Famous person, I suppose.
Is it Shane?
Possibly.
Lowry?
Jamie Dornan.
Jamie Dornan. Oh, yeah, he's good, yeah. That's the 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
Oop.
yeah.
It's all Irish people.
All
The
Irish
other,
people.
the other
50 Shades
people
of
don't
Grey.
trust you, I don't think.
Oh, right. So, like, you don't have Tigers?
I don't know.
No, okay.
Can't text Tiger.
They wouldn't
Right.
be really.
Well, that's all we have for this week. Conor, that's all we need you for.
They wouldn't really. No, they wouldn't be really giving out their numbers willy nilly like that. And anyway,
Oh no, you wouldn't be able to ask them, and they'd know as well. Do you know what?
Imagine,
Imagine like
That'd
imagine
be
just
awkward.
texting Tiger, come here. There's a fundraiser there in the GA Club. I was wondering, would you send over a signed glove or something? You know what I mean? Just send them a text. Yeah, I wouldn't have the balls now to ask for the number. After you get to know someone, then you get the number.
Yeah.
I
Jimmy
suppose,
White gave me his number.
Jimmy
Did
Wood.
he?
I swear to God, yeah.
That's because he thought he was your dad.
No. Come here, give us a break. So I was doing.
I'm in now with two proper comedians. It's taken me about 2 seconds to get all the jokes. So I'm like, a couple of seconds later, I'm like,
Yeah.
It's like you're on a Zoom call.
No, so I was hosting a thing with Jimmy White, and he was playing loads of pool in it, and I told him I was doing a charity thing, and I says, any chance of sending us, look, just what you said. I says, any chance of sending us something over? He goes, oh yeah, I'll send you over a queue. And he did, in fairness to him.
6
He
blokes
says,
in a
there's
line.
me. Says, Jimmy, that's a very long queue you sent. It's right from my door down to the bleeding cul-de-sac. There's a tip on the top for a horse.
Oh,
Jeez, what hilarious.
Stop.
But anyway,
this is real. Yeah, this is real comedy. I do impressions. When people say to me like, "Oh, are you a comedian?" I'm like, "No, I'm an impressionist." Like, I feel like I'm insulting comedians.
Not at
Not
all.
at all.
Oh no, no.
Not
Oh,
at
I
all.
like.
I know what you mean. I know what you're trying to say, Conor. But like you're underselling yourself as well. Like because like you're brilliant at doing your impressions, but there are people who do impressions. But you're brilliant at doing scripts. You have to write these scripts as well, and it's the editing and the production value. It's just top draw.
Yeah, when I started, I made a conscious effort to call myself Conor Sketches.
Yeah.
And not Conor, like, I don't know, impressions or something.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because it is true, like, after you do the impression a few times,
Where'd you
people
go with
stop
it?
laughing at it because they know you can do it. So, like, I'm not going to impress anybody by doing, like, Tiger Woods next week. It's like, all right, what are you doing with Tiger? Is this
Yeah,
funny?
yeah.
Like, is it, like, of the time of the week or whatever, relevant to whatever's happening or whatever? Yeah, but yeah, I'm certainly...
It's very topical what you do. It's very topical.
Yeah, well, that's the internet, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I would struggle. There's some like I've worked with really good comedians at different things, and when I see them write stuff that's evergreen, I'm always really impressed with that because I'd find it hard to write an evergreen thing. I usually go off the back of something that's happened, only because like I'm just so used to doing that. I'm so trained to do that from working in here. It was like, all right, so Mourinho said this. What are we going to do on that? And that's where the ideas came from. I couldn't really sit down and just come up with something and go, what would be interesting or whatever? Because the internet just works like that. It's an algorithm. It's like, what are people talking about? What's trending? Hashtag.
you put your own twist on it then.
Pretty much, yeah.
And go in with it, which is a great thing. But I think, realistically, if you've got the capability to do that and put a twist on something and make it funny, you've definitely got the capability to write something and make it funny.
Oh, yeah, no, and it's all about where you put your focus in, definitely. I just don't focus on that, like, much. But sometimes when I do it, I am sitting there going, oh, I can't do this, like, and you give up then if it takes too long. And
So would you be looking at the Leo thing at the minute?
I would be. Well, would you believe, when it came up on my phone, big news, went in, I only said to I think it was my father last week or something, I was like, I hope that fucker goes soon. I was like, I really do.
Yeah.
I don't give shit about his politics.
Yeah.
I can't do him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only
I
reason.
can't do him. I was like,
I
he's
want
gotta
somebody
go.
in that I could do an impression of.
And then I was like, give it to Harris. I mean, I think nearly everyone can do a Harris.
Yeah, you know, I'm just delighted. I'm going to give it my all as a Taoiseach of the country, you know, and it's going to be like that. I think we need a strong man, and that's why I'm coming in.
Then you Pascal, of course we need a strong man, and that's why I should do it. Like, they've got great voices for having the crack with. Leo's got a real gravelly sort of voice or something. I can do it sometimes. It's a weird thing with my voice. If I don't know, my voice can go soft to me, just like, or whatever, and I can't get that hard gravelly. Like when I do Klopp, I do it in the morning. 'Cause you know when you wake up and you're really dry, for showing this moment, and you go like that, and it's like, you know, I can still do it there.
Yeah.
And Leo's like, yeah, you know, I do. I feel it's a real great day for the government. It's not bad, but it's not crisp or clear. And if I was doing a gig or something and I was a bit nervy and the stuff, like my voice is soft naturally anyway. So like, I'd struggle to do him. But when I heard he was gone, I was like, brilliant. I was looking at Eamon Ryan then, and then I was looking at Mary Lou, and I was like, I could really actually get into this over the next year because I could do all four of them.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Would you like? So if he didn't get in, if Simon didn't get in, who would you like him to get in? Would you
Pascal.
give Mary a go? Like
100%.
Yeah, I definitely would. No, I definitely.
Hope somebody hasn't just tuned into this moment in time. Would you give Mary a go?
Would you?
Oh, I would, yeah.
Yeah,
Look at them
Jesus,
dogs
definitely.
outside waiting to flap when the dogs come out in the heat. Yeah.
See, no, well, it's easier to kind of, for me, when it comes to females, you don't have to be perfect with it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like you can just do a bit of a caricature. While I kind of think the other ones are put up on a bit of a, well, does that sound like him or whatever?
Yeah.
While with Mary, you know, as you have
They
so
say it's a man doing a
wonderfully
woman's
said,
voice.
Yeah.
you know, I could give it a go. Yeah,
Like, come here, listen, I know everyone's kind of, Sinn Féin, and like the minute you hear Sinn Féin, you're realistically hearing someone saying, oh, you're all right. Because that's kind of where.
Well, I think they're trying to get away
like,
from that now.
No, I know they are, like, but I mean, there's that many bleeding branches of the IRA as well, isn't there? Like, I mean, you've got, I think there's a branch even out at the moment called, I can't believe it's not the IRA.
Yeah,
that's
true.
how many branches that there is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? No, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
well, I think give her a shot. Like, give her. They duped her the last time. She got in the last time and they're saying, there's not enough people with you, and just pulled the rug from under and just kind of made.
Well, no, they didn't
bigger.
put up enough candidates at the time. They were like, they
No, I know
went
that.
in and they went, oh man, if we'd known there was such a popular vote towards us, we would have put up more candidates, and they didn't. So, but I think still they have a great chance.
Yeah,
They have a great chance.
I'd like to see what they're like for a term. Give them a term and see.
well,
see what happens.
this is the thing. Like, would it be much worse or much better? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you gotta probably see and find out. And it's a weird one as well. I remember I did Micheál Martin about 2 years ago. I don't know, whatever. I think it was just coming into COVID or whatever, and I didn't really do much politics, but I have a decent Micheál Martin, and I was like, got up and I was like, good evening, no, and here I'm gave this big speech there about the COVID and all of that, and I walked into the shop in Chapel Lizard, and this fellow was like, so you're Micheál Martin there, yeah? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, Dilly. He goes, you know what, you let me down, you fucking didn't give it to him enough. I was like, all right.
You are too soft on them, yeah?
Yeah. And it's
Typical
amazing when you
dub.
do politics, like, it can be like a bit like football. It's a bit tribal and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
like, oh no, he's taking the piss out of my leader or whatever.
Well, people are mad out there as well. Like, I mean, you get comments on Instagram. I had an Instagram post a few months ago, and somebody wrote underneath it, RTA puppet. RTA fucking puppet.
How did you know you were Bosco?
That's exactly what I said. I look nothing like Bosco. But you know what I mean? Like, you know these mad people who have these keys that were being controlled by the media and all that, and RTA controlling the narrative. So I'm working for them now.
Right.
Because I was in Fair City 6 years ago. So I'm an agent. You know?
Yeah.
Conor, when you started doing impressions, like you were obviously young. You were like, was it something you were doing at school? You impersonating teachers and all that?
A bit like when I was a kid, après match.
Oh,
The
yes.
boys,
Brilliant.
the
Our mate
goats,
Barry.
Yeah, Barry
Yeah.
Murphy.
genius.
Yeah, he's an
Gary's a
absolute.
great fella.
Yeah.
And so's what's his name?
Gary.
Gary Cook is a great fella as well.
I
They were
look-
great. They were
I'm sure-
brilliant.
His Dunphy is maybe the top impression that Ireland's ever seen.
Yeah, it's
like
the
when he
most
came on.
familiar, isn't it? It's-
Yeah, you know, because no one does a Dunphy. Everyone does the Gary.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
baby,
And it's the mouth and all, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the
just,
facial
Yeah,
expressions
you got
that
the
go
mouth
with it.
perfect. It's just unbelievable. And then obviously Rishtard for me is like just so good. Like he's such a
Yeah.
brilliant actor anyway, so he like really captures everyone. So those three now, and like after that, obviously I would have watched and listened to a lot of Mario, and then obviously Oliver. But when I was a kid, my father, for Christmas, I think my mother bought him the après match live at the Olympia DVD.
Oh, yeah.
Live
Yeah, I know
here
it.
at the Olympia Theatre.
Live.
And I remember like being obsessed with that video, and I would watch it, I'd bring it in, and when I'd stay at my auntie's house, I'd bring it in, put it in the VCR thing.
Just for kids that don't
press
know what a
play.
video is.
No downloading going on here, pal.
Yeah.
But so that I just used to watch that relentlessly, and I was always doing Dunphy then, doing Gary's Dunphy, and a few others. I remember he did Frank Stapleton
Oh,
that
yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Like he's had lobotomy.
name Frank. I'm gonna call the show Parkinson.
Are you after saying that I'm a footballer? And yeah, he had a lobotomy. He had like a cardboard box on his head. Or something,
It's a game of two calves.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just so good, and I'd watch that, and then I'd go into school and start kind of mimicking that Mick McCarthy. All right, okay.
Bacon
okay.
slasher.
All right, yeah. So I was like just copying them, and then I didn't do it for years. Honestly,
Okay.
just years. Didn't think maybe it was cool. I don't know. Just didn't do it. But I would do the odd person in my football club. My uncle Ned, I was able to do him. He didn't know for years I was doing him.
That's when it's always better.
Yeah, and then one
practice,
Christmas
isn't
we're like, "Oh, do your Ned," and he's looking at me going, "What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean you're Ned?" And he's got his nose broken a couple of times, so he's kind of got this, he talks like there's pressure in the face all the time, and he's a football manager, so he's like, Jesus Christ, come on, lads! And real passionate, so he was just like so easy, and everyone used to enjoy when I was doing him. And then it kind of fell in by accident, where I was working in Tree at the time. GA match happened and a fight broke out, and my cousin was now when I say fight, GA fights, pushing and shoving. I'll do that.
Handbags at 10 paces.
Yeah. And that uncle of mine that I was impersonating, he jumped in because his son was involved, and then I was like, I better jump in, or else I'm going to look like I just left my family members out there. So I'm not the biggest fella in the world, but I went in, did a bit of schmozzling, pushing a few lads. 2 pictures end up in the paper, the local paper, and one of them is of me like this, kind of
looking real aggressive.
Yeah, I'm like that. Face is all scrunched. I'm like that. And then I was like, just he's after getting the worst shot now of me and putting that into the paper. Your man who took the picture.
Should have just said you were doing an impression of a fella on a motorbike.
See, back then I wasn't. See, back then, actually does look like that. Back then I wasn't doing the impressions. So then I was like, he's after getting an awful photo of me. That's just bad time. Next day, the other paper comes out. There's 2 local papers. The back page. This one, I'm like this. So it looks pure blatant. All the boys were photoshopping at the time, putting it onto the Euro 2016 hooligan list. And so about a week passed anyway, and nothing happened, and I ended up
the Euro 2016 hooligan list was
I can just remember it so well, and then
going around with your Stone Island jacket on your town.
You want some?
But so I ended up then, I went home, and about a week later or whatever, I was at home and I got a phone call from the chairman. He's like, nothing's happening with that, because I was like, I'm getting suspended. I could get 48 weeks, because I was dressed in normal clothes and everything. I wasn't part of the panel that day. And then I got away with it, and I was like, brilliant. I was all relieved, and I thought, Snapchat had come out with that filter, you could swap the faces. Where you could change. I could take a picture of you and then put your face just here on me. So I did that. Mourinho. I did it with. I was like, I thought it was a very special fight. I think it was incredible. I thought some of the punches were really good. Then I was doing Beck. I was like, it was a disgrace. Myself and Victoria, we left Cusack Park. We couldn't believe it. It was awful. And I was doing Harry Redknapp. I was like, it was one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. It was terrific. It was fantastic. Sent it
and they just blew up, did it?
Well, I sent it to the boys, and the boys were all like, that's brilliant. When I look back on it now, it actually wasn't brilliant at all, but no one had seen anything. And all the lads were like, oh, it's deadly, put it out. And I was like, nah. I was like, who cares about matching Mullingar anyway? And they were like, you should put it out. And I thought, you know what, I'll do the same thing, but I'll do it for the championship. And I did Parkinson. The way he was here at the time, he was doing the GA hour.
Oh, Wooly.
Right,
talking about Michael Parkinson was going on.
No, the real Parkinson. But I did Wooly, and I was like, hello and welcome here to the GA hour. Delighted now to say we're joined by Davy Fitz, and I was like, I'm not saying anything about the championship, and Joe Brawley did these. Brilliant. That blew up. It got 60,000 hits now, and I was walking down Dublin the next day, and I was thinking everyone was looking at me.
Like me and Will are number one.
And then I got a phone call from the boys here, and they're like, you're really good at impressions. We're looking for an in-house impressionist, someone that can make content all the time.
Deadly.
And I was like, oh, class, this is amazing.
The dream job.
I was down selling phones, ringing people. I can save you money on your phone bill, lying through my teeth all day.
Selling phones on the phone, ringing someone who has to pick up a phone to try and sell them a phone. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
And is that really Conor there, where it really just kind of kicked for you, and you thought to yourself, I could be onto something here?
And Paddy McKenna and Niall McGarry came in here, or Fumbly as it was, and the boys were like, let's see your stuff. And I was like,
do you want you to do impressions on the spot?
No, but more videos? Where are your videos and stuff? I was like, that what you have right there, that's my stuff.
Yeah, that's it. The whole lot of it.
What? I was like, that's it. And then they gave me 2 weeks to go back and work on some soccer stuff, because they were like, listen, we want to see UK stuff that can really blow up. And I went off for the 2 weeks, came back, boys said no, it's not good enough, we're not going to give you a job. And I was raging.
Oh, they just kicked the chair and said the state.
He rang me. Paddy rang me, and I was on the phone, I was like, no, but listen, absolutely no, best luck, thanks a million. And I was like, fucking prick. I put the phone
never liked him.
And I was like, I'm going to show them boys now, I'm going to start a page and blah blah blah. And then when they come looking for me,
up. Yeah.
And then started the page. 4 months later, get the phone call off Paddy. Well, do you want to work on Joe? I was like, I'll be there in the morning.
I'm outside right now.
Waiting for you to ring 3 months.
4 months later, I got the job. I said, I gave up my job, and I said, I'll give it 6 months. I'm going to just make content, think about it, give it 6 months. And after 6 months if I don't have a job, I'll go back and get a job again.
Yeah.
And in 4 months in, I got asked to come work here, and it just kicked off really from there.
How long were you here?
Year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah. Because it wasn't a significant amount of time. I remember it being a fairly short time, and I look back on it. But obviously, it took off for Pastors New because it really took off for you. But I want to fast track straight away because I'm really curious to know what and how the Tiger Woods stuff came about. Obviously, you were doing impressions of him. Who gets in touch with you to set that shit up? And what was he like?
So I ended up, obviously, I would you believe I couldn't even do him for a long time, and then I was practicing, and I got him eventually, and then because my brother was like, man, you've got loads of Europeans on it. He was like, you really want to crack America?
Yeah.
The golf world here is where it's at. And he's like, you get Tiger, you've got all, because he's just everyone just loves Tiger. To this day, he's walking around on one leg, and people are just still obsessed with him and think, oh, he might win.
Unless you're down in the south, in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Oh yeah. So he, I did videos for him, and people always say like, "Oh, you manifested this," and I'm like, "No, bollocks! Like just random shit sometimes happens."
Yeah.
And I ended up going to the Ryder Cup with NBC, and I did an interview, and I sat there, and I was so nervous. I'll never forget. It was the first time I did an interview on American TV, and your voice. When you hear yourself, when Americans, yes, and she's like, we joined here. You want the girl was English. She's like, we've got Conor Moore, and he's here with his impersonations. And then there's an American guy. Your impersonations are great. And I'm like, oh yeah, thanks, oh, that's all you hear. We're on our way.
We're getting on.
And I met Niall Horan after I did the interview, and he was like, I was like, what do you think? And he was like, man, we have the worst accent in the world. He goes, I hate listening to myself back in America.
So you have something in common with Niall Horan?
Mullingar accent.
Oh, yeah.
So
Don't start. We will talk about that later on, Conor. Go on.
I look forward to that.
So who got in touch with you out of CNN to go over and do this thing in the first place? Like who made a phone call to you to say, listen, we want you to come over here?
The Golf Channel and all that.
Yeah, it was a guy from NBC, and John Kropp was his name. So he's over at Augusta. They're always at Augusta, and I dropped my video the week of Augusta because I was like, that's when golf really kicks off.
And did he like fly you? Did he say, look at flights and all?
Oh yeah. And how it happened was the head of Comcast, he was at Augusta with the head of the Golf Channel, and the two of them like, have you seen this Irish guy, and he's doing these videos? And they're like, yeah. So the head of Comcast, Brian Roberts, he says to Mike McCarley, you need to hire that guy. That could be fun. And the next day he meets him again, and he goes, did you hire him? And he goes, oh, you mean
Actually hire him?
Yeah. And he's like, yeah. Like go get him. And then I got an email from them, and it was like, oh, can you take a call? Took a call, and then they were like, hey, blah blah blah, do you want to come out? And I was like, yeah, fly. And would it be just yourself? I was like, oh no, well, my agent as well. Blah. I had no agent at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt I needed to say this because I was dealing with these boys.
100%.
So I got an agent then, but
your brother.
Would you believe on the first phone call, I think I used my brother.
No,
yeah. On the first phone call I had, because I didn't have an agent by then, and then obviously I got an agent and went over and it got sorted then. But I ended up flying over to Orlando and pretty much just hit they wanted to do it. The first video we did blew up, got millions of hits again, and it just went from there. And then obviously it was only about 6 months later, the Bridgestone thing. Then I get the message from Bridgestone, and they're like, I get this DM in my Twitter. On my Twitter account, it's like, hey, whatever, from Bridgestone, we have an opportunity we'd like to speak to you about. And my brother was with me at the time, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to get a load of free golf balls. I was like, lovely.
I just rang back and went 245 1938 4 tourist place. Okay. Take a while to get a grip on that one.
So, and then they rang me up and they're like, oh, we have this idea with Tiger Woods. And I'm like, what? No, actually, my agent Neve rings me and she's like, it's with Tiger Woods. I'm like,
wow.
Shut up. And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, does he know about it? She's like, oh, I'll check it out. She comes back to me, she goes, no, he's not been approached, but this is their idea. And then it was up there and then it went back down here.
So
and
he's never going to do it.
I was like, Tiger's not going to do this. And they're like, we'll know in 3 days. I was like, 3 days? That's a bit odd. But anyway, that evening then I get a call. They're like, oh, he's on. He said he'd do it, so his agent came straight back to him or whatever. And that was it. Like,
Did that ramp up the pressure on you then, Conor? Did you feel, oh my God, he's going to do it? Or did you like say, oh yeah, we excited about it?
Oh, a bit of both. I remember like at the time you're a bit like, you're mad excited about it, and then you start thinking, and then you're like, oh, I better not mess this up. Like, and then I start practicing his voice and start doing this and that. And then I got over there and he couldn't have been sounder.
Really?
Oh, he was just like, there was no one with him either. I thought he was going to rock in.
With an
like
entourage?
10 people there.
Yeah.
He was on his own. I walked into this room. He's sitting back in a chair like this, and he was just on his iPad, hats backwards. He's like, oh, hey, buddy. Wow. I was like, oh, what's up? And then you nearly feel like you're in, like, do friends call him Tiger? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Woody.
How are you,
Yes, Eldrick is his name.
Of course, yes.
How are you, Mr. Tiger?
That's what I was like. All right, Tiger, what's the crack?
Do you
He's
eat
like,
Frosties?
Are you Tony, are you? Little Tony,
Yeah,
that's all I got
yeah.
was, is it?
and he looks at me, he's like, oh, do me. I was for literally the second thing I was went was do me.
Hang on,
And
I
I
put the
was like-
condom on. Relax. You haven't even done the foreplay, Tiger. You asked me to do you.
We haven't even had dinner yet.
Don't tell me this was Pornhub.
What
In the hole.
Get Neve on the phone. Neve, what did we agree for? What did you sign me up for?
I wasn't paid enough. But
But I love the fact that he was sound.
I was dead on. He was like, and then he'd watched videos from here. So he went on my YouTube probably the night before. I'm guessing. Like, I doubt he watched. He's been watching all my stuff for 2 years or whatever long I was doing at the time. He'd actually gone to the trouble though of like looking at videos, and he was on to me about, do you know the one I did for Joe with Ger Loughnane years ago? Down there? And that's probably one of the most. Probably the best one I've done Irish wise, and he's like, that one you did with the dude with the condom on his head, that was really good. I mean, it was funny, and I was like, he didn't even get it.
Mad to think?
Yeah.
Isn't it mad to think like that you're sitting there with like an A-class sports star celebrity who has been through so much in his life? I mean, the guy, like, I was looking at stuff about him, like, since he's a kid, he's just been sheltered from his whole childhood to play golf, like.
Yeah.
And you can understand why the wheels come off somewhere along the line, because he'd no outlier, he'd know where to let off steam. His dad just had him all the time, putting greens, golf courses. It was like he lost his whole childhood.
And Rory said that, and even whatever about losing the childhood, yeah, but then he doesn't have an adulthood either. Like, you know, Rory was saying, like, I can go to a restaurant and go in and eat, and for the most part, like, maybe the odd person will come up or whatever, and they'll look all right, but he said they're not. But he walks anywhere, it's like, oh my good God, that's Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Do you know, because you were, I remember even when I did it, like, and a few people were like, you know, you got to realise how big this is. You're doing something with like a Muhammad Ali type of athlete, someone of that, like a Ronaldo, Messi.
Yeah.
This is one of the great guys people will talk about for possibly hundreds of years from now about how good this guy was. And, you know, you're doing this with him. So, like, when he walks, like, somewhere, you know, the lads were saying, like, he doesn't go to the shop to get stuff. He's just in his home all the time. Yeah. You know, he can't. And, like, in a sense, don't get me wrong, he's obviously, I think he's worth $1 billion now or something like that, which kind of makes it a little bit better.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
But
There's a price.
Still, there is a price.
There's a price to pay for fame. But you
It's
know
like,
what?
it's like walking through town with
No, do you know what? Here's a mad one, right? And this is the God's honest truth, right? So I'm in Penny's on Tuesday night with me missus in the pavilions and sorts, right?
Don't tell me Tiger Woods was in
Oh,
there.
listen to this, right? This is now you're talking about people. Look, come here. I class myself as a fucking Z-Lips celebrity, right? Or someone popular. I'm just someone that's popular. But this girl comes over that works in Penny's and she's gone, oh, I didn't know whether to come over. I didn't know whether to come over. She goes, oh my God. And I'm going, I'm looking at me missus going,
I've never seen her before in my life.
what the fuck is going on? And she goes to me missus, and you must be Lisa. Me missus going, Lisa? Who's Lisa? I says, that's Linda. She goes, yeah, Linda. She goes, look, she started crying, right? She goes, I was in hospital. She says, you're the only thing that got me through in hospital. She says, I'm the Talking Bollocks podcast. And I was like, I says, oh, and I gave her a bleeding hug, right? Yeah. And she goes, I'm actually trying to get tickets for a show and I couldn't get I says, listen, I'm going to get you a couple of tickets for the show. Says, don't be panicking. Oh, my God.
You know what's going to happen now?
And
Every person that meets you now is going to start crying to get free tickets to your show.
No, he'll be crying to get out of the show.
Guarantee on the way home his wife went, who the fuck is Lisa?
That's what she did say. But now come here, come here. There's that level of stuff. But I mean, you're talking about Twitter.
It's a
when
different
you
game.
reach that level of like that you can't go outside the door. There has to be.
I often kind of think that, like, and I'd never consider like myself famous or anything. I'm like, I consider myself like a screensaver. I'm something that people see on their phones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
back obviously in Mullingar, like Niall Horan is a proper celebrity.
You're not far behind
I've
them,
seen
though.
it. Like we're talking different stratospheres. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know if I would want. Do you know when he goes anywhere as well for a lot? I don't know if it's still the same now the last couple of years, but when he was in One Direction, obviously, like we would have met him a few times, and like because obviously the demographic was like young girls mostly and stuff who would just charge you straight for you. Like he would have like I'd say I don't know if I would trade like. That
You've
kind of
got the
level of fame or something. I kind of always think
You've
I
got
have a
the better
lovely
deal.
well, there's a lovely level of fame to just people walking up. Most people walk up to me and kind of hit me shot in the arm like love your stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not. It's
yeah,
really nice.
yeah.
I've never actually. I don't think I'm doing this since 2016. I've never been like, oh fuck's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
away
yeah.
from me or at.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one's
You
ever
You take
really
it as a
like
compliment, don't you?
Big
Like,
time,
it's
yeah. And it
really-
doesn't happen that much where you could get sick of it. If I was getting sick of it, I'd be just you'd be a bit of a prick, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's still like sometimes when I'm like with me missus and that, and then I remember when I went to Monaco, I went to the US Grand Prix
In Vegas?
in Austin, but
Oh,
I
in
went
Austin,
to Vegas
yeah,
last
yeah.
year, but the first one I went to was in Austin. I mean, I was like, it was the first time I actually felt like a celebrity. I came down out of a hotel, I was staying in the driver's hotel room or a hotel.
With the drivers.
Yeah. Well, most of them, I think.
Yeah.
Lewis, I don't know if he was there, but came downstairs and I just got absolutely like everyone just ran at me. I was signing T-shirts, I was signing hats, I was taking pictures.
No
Took
way.
me about
Did you think
10
you were Niall
minutes.
I'm
They thought I was Charles LeClerc, which did happen at the racetrack at one point. But I was coming out
similar to him actually.
because kind of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bit,
you
yeah.
have that
So,
shape.
but like they were all like just mad fanatic F1 fans that just loved all the videos and stuff. And I was there, got to the track then, and genuinely walked away going. Me and my wife were like, that was mad. Like that was proper. Like that's not happened now. Where it was like when I was driving out, people were coming up to the car with their phones and like taking a picture with me like that at the
It's
phone
the golf
as if you were
impressionist
like.
guy. Yeah.
It was crazy. And then
Wow.
when I went to Monaco, because that's obviously like the how would you say it's like the mecca of
It is,
Formula
isn't it?
One race.
Yeah.
It's that the big event. So I landed in Nice on the Thursday. I said to my wife, I was like, let's not go over till Saturday. I was like, I don't want to get mobbed like that again. Blah blah blah. I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, it's a bit
Love
much.
it.
Only need 2 days of that. I'm
Brilliant,
not doing
yeah,
3
yeah.
or 4 days of that. So we waited. We spent a day in Nice on the Friday. Saturday morning went over to Monaco. I think over the course of 2 days, 2 people come up to me.
Do you remember that time?
Where Monaco was like,
Yeah.
no one gives a shit. Neymar's walking by and stuff
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Do you remember
was-
Monaco? There was that much flashes to get Tom Ford sunglasses and all.
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
just crazy. It was like totally different. Like, and I actually, it was a weird one. I kind of missed it then when I was over there. I was like, oh, Reg.
I wish I was back in Austin.
Even my wife was looking at me, and I just felt like I'm less attractive now. Aren't I?
Tell us about Formula One then. How when that happened then, was it just you just going, do you know what? Formula One, you obviously like Formula One, you're a fan.
Oh, I'm a crazy fan now, but I wasn't
Wait,
a few
why
years
did,
ago.
Did it happen from watching the Netflix thing?
Well, a few things happened. So I did a gig for Poulter over in his house one day. He has this charity thing, and I went over and done it. And we're having dinner
his
in
house?
Poulter.
Oh, in Poulter.
Yeah,
In his
the golfer.
house?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, it's gone
in
to
his
Louvre.
garage. In his garage, which is the size
Yeah,
of
the
maybe
Tree
Size of-
Arena.
size of
houses.
English.
Tree
Yeah.
Arena.
It's in his garage, and all it is, there must be
What type of
seats
cars
for
has he got?
150, and then on the outside around
Cars.
is just cars, and it's like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, sports car, Mercedes. It's just unbelievable. So we're over there doing the gig, and we're eating, and Poulter's like, "Mate, have you thought about Formula One?" And I was like, "Nah." I was like, "I have to really be into the sport I do because it's all content. I can learn the impressions all right, but then if I have to write the stuff and I'm not like into it, like it's just hard then. Or I'd have to get someone to do it for me or something." And I was like, "So I'm not really interested." And he's like, "You should, mate. It's all drama. I mean, it's really good. You should do it." Another fellow was there, Darren was his name, and he's like, "You know, you've got to do it, mate. You've got to do it." And I was like, "Ah, whatever." Then. So fast forward about a year, I'm in the War Memorial Gardens, and my wife's mates
In
are
Parnell's.
up here, yeah.
No way.
and huge fall from grace. Poulter's
That's what I say, what?
Yeah. Still Michael Collins on a walk and tour with a fella.
I was starting in March.
We're there in April though.
So I ended up anyway. I was earwigging under conversation. My wife's friends, and they're like, "Oh, the Grand Prix now. It's on Sunday. Yeah, and your man Daniel Ricciardo. Oh yeah, and I was going, what's this all about? Who the fuck talks about the Grand Prix like?" So I was like, "Do you watch Formula One?" And they're like, "Yeah." Oh,
Drive to Survive.
and I was like, "What? How? Like, did I miss this? Like." Nobody I know watches Formula One anymore. Like we used to watch it, Eddie Jordan and Eddie Irvine back in the day. And they're like, oh, there's this Netflix series called Drive to Survive. And we were just like, and it was just, COVID, there wasn't much happening. You were at home binging Netflix. Me and my wife were like, you know what, we'll watch that. Went home that evening, watched 2 episodes. I looked at her and I was
Hooked.
like, I'm doing this.
Yes.
I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for in every sport, is kind of a fly in the wall thing, get to know the personalities and then have loads of content. 3rd episode, I looked at her, I was like, my name is Ger Loughnane, I'm a driver with Ferrari. She's like, fuck.
Brilliant.
She's like, you got that one.
Yeah, that's 1 out of the way.
That was, I swear to God, I literally got him within, I'd say, 3 episodes.
Amazing.
And then I just was like, it took me about 9 months on and off, because you've other work and stuff and you've other like impressions to learn off. So I picked 10 people and I'm like, all right, give it a couple of months and try and nail them as best I can. And I was supposed to put the video out, I don't know, sometime in September. Then I was like, no, I waited and I was like, I'll do it for October. Then it came into November and I was getting married on the 13th. And I'm like,
lucky for some.
Yeah, we're still married. So I was like, all right, I'll put it out on the Friday. And Friday was like day 0 of the wedding. So everyone were going up to Donegal. Everyone was coming up the day before. And then I'm like, if I put it out and it doesn't go well, like I'll be a bit depressed that day. Like, it'll really annoy me. And I'm like, I'm getting married the next day.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if it's a good idea. So I held off and said, all right, I'll
I'll
ruin me honeymoon. And I'll put it out the following week. So I was in Rome and we're doing a yoke at the Roman Forum and I just put this video out. And then if something's going big on Twitter, like after about 10 minutes.
Pole position.
And I seen 10 minutes and then the phone, doing
Goals.
that. And it reminded me of the golf thing. And then the app keeps knocking off and stuff. And you're like, it keeps crashing because there's too much going on. And I was like, I've nailed it.
This
I've
is
nailed
taking
it.
off.
They love it. They love it. And then I think I did another 2 videos or something before the year was out. And that was it. Yeah, it was over the course of that entire year, kind of, because would you believe, the final race of the season then, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this is shit. Hamilton's just coasting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is, I'm not going to get out on this. Like, maybe I'll get something. And I was, do you know what?
And
No,
then
I'm not doing that. And then the last 2 minutes, that happens. I go upstairs, do a video. That blows up. And then Formula One are reaching out to me going, hey, do you want to come over? And
That's what I was going to say. Did they actually
that's
reached out then?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was saying, so how do you get the in, like? Do you know what I
Formula
mean?
One just went, here, Conor, what's the story?
Yeah. We love your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come over? And I went over. But I didn't go over until October then. Between everything, they were trying to pick the best one to go to. I wanted to go to Monaco. And they were like, there's too much going on at Monaco. We want like a quieter one. And they were absolutely so right. Because like I was saying, when I went to Austin, I did feel like all the attention was on me. And all the teams knew I was coming. I got to do the stuff for Mercedes. Got to do stuff for Ferrari. It was just an amazing week.
So your access is like...
Well, you see, when you go to the Formula One, it's it's like sometimes people ask me for tickets for Formula One, and I'm like, I can't ask them for these type.
Yeah.
The tickets I had for that were 15,000 each, and one is for me and one is my wife.
Whoa.
Like that's for the entire 4 days.
No, not whoa.
Your mind works at fucking. Your mind works at 300 kilometers an hour. That's a Ferrari in his head. And I'm here with it.
15 grand a ticket.
That's So we like So you paddock
so
access.
you had mates asking you, and you were like, "Come on, it's
No, like I can't. Like I'm
Yeah,
like I
of
can't
course.
ask
Yeah. But on
them
that,
for a
Conor, you
ticket
wouldn't-
for me friend or
Could
something.
you
you know?
ask them for
Can't
Willa?
imagine
I will
Mello
ask
out.
them.
You can't imagine Mello outside going, anyone buying or selling tickets?
But no, that's as in no. You can get tickets obviously for the grandstand, which is $100-200 or whatever. But to be fair, you're just sitting there and you get vroom,
So have you
vroom, and
literally
it's the
got? Have
same
you
thing all
literally
day.
got?
Like,
Have you literally got access all areas? Obviously, apart from the pits. So can you go anywhere?
but I'm in the pits. Like when I
you?
go there, like I'm in. You've paddock access, and then they give you like. So the paddock is a bit like.
It's where all the celebrities walk around and all, isn't it?
Yeah,
In between the cars and
but the drivers are there too, and all
Yeah.
the teams, so they're all working. So they've all got their how would you say it? They all build up their own little offices there, and they have their paddocks. And it's like it obviously starts with number 1 is Red Bull, number 2 is Mercedes, Ferrari. Goes down like this. So like Toto Wolff is walking out, Lewis Hamilton's just walking around, like, and they're just there. The only person who is probably not accessible is Lewis. He walks around. There's 4 bodyguards around him. But everybody else, like Max, just walks by. Carlos, Fernando Alonso, and you can just stop them and start talking to them and stuff. And it's a bit like saying, I'm going over to see whoever Man City playing, and you're in there, and De Bruyne and the boys are stretching and warming up, and you're just sitting around watching them, and you're like,
that would be great.
do you know? And then they go out. So I had pit access, I had everything. And it is just an amazing experience.
Wow.
Did Vegas then as well at the end of the year.
So they flying you out, Conor, to do any kind of shows or videos and stuff, is it?
Not so much shows. It's a weird one. I was out with Red Bull at the Vegas one, and again, they put me up for the whole week. Formula One gave me paddock access, then they gave me the hospitality, which is like.
And did Red Bull give you wings?
Not really. They actually told me to take the Coke out of my hand.
Oh yeah,
I was drinking Coke, and they were like,
they?
"Do you mind putting that into a glass and not having the Coca-Cola can?"
Oh wow.
But so I was with them for the 3 days at that one, and I have to forget what I was saying. What was I saying?
No, you were saying you were a week out there in Vegas. They looked after your paddock access and the hospitality, and then you were going to say something else, and then Willa came in with the 2 or 4.
And now I'm gone completely. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, like Formula One, they gave me that access. Then Red Bull give you the other access, and I suppose I kind of am a bit careful then with the content. Like even there's stuff going on with Christian at the minute, and people are like, "Oh, do this and do that and do the other on it," and I'm just like,
Yeah, you could be shooting yourself.
yeah, and also it's quite a personal thing. I
Of
don't
course,
think you
yeah.
can kind of take the piss out of
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Like
No,
I don't
you
know the
can't.
ins and outs of all that. And then also like I try to keep in terms of getting the in and golf and the in and Formula One. There's loads of times I'm like looking at sketches and I'm like, oh, I could really do a funny thing there, but I'm like, I don't know if that'll be received well in that community. Like it's like bringing negative maybe
Yeah.
vibes
Yeah.
to it. In a way, some people would look at that and say they'd look down on you for like not like shooting when you can. But for me, I just kind of find people like to see then the behind the scenes stuff, and then when you get good access and then you get to do stuff with drivers and stuff like that, it kind of works the other way where you get better content then long
Yeah.
term, you know.
So
Who's-
would it, sorry, so would it be more intimate kind of stuff that you'd be doing, like, or would you be going in, like, say, to a big hotel where there's a dinner on for all the drivers and the pit staff and the teams?
Sorry,
and
that's what I was going to
stuff?
say.
See
That-
the way
there
I
we
brought
go.
it back there?
yeah,
good man,
no.
Will.
So when I was in with Red Bull, they gave me access for the 3 days, and then I was like, lads, because they were bringing Christian in to have a quick chat, like, so like they really look after. If you pay big money, you're getting like a bit of Christian. You're getting a few people coming in talking.
Just on a little stage in the banquet
Yeah,
hall.
and then I was like, do you want me to get up and do a bit around? Like, because like I feel a bit bad. You're giving me all this access, and then they were like, you know, that'd be amazing. But the only thing is, a lot of people here don't have a clue about Formula One. Do you know what I mean? Like,
okay, right.
it's a bit like you go to the horse race,
They're
and
just
it's
there
just a
for
corporate day.
status.
Yeah, and it's
Wow.
like, and it's an easy thing to follow. It's not like you got to go to a, I don't know, cricket game, and you need
Yeah.
to know,
What's the
all right,
rules?
what are the rules here?
Yeah.
Racing is like, oh, he's ahead of him.
Yeah.
Phew. So
Yeah.
like, it's very corporate-y. So they were like, to be honest, like, you have a lot of people here. There are plenty of people that are really into the racing, but then you have a lot of corporate people there that won't have a clue when you're doing voices, like who you're actually doing. So it's weird. But with golf, it's the opposite then. Golf is great for like that sort of stuff for
Yeah.
gigs and
Yeah.
hotels and all that kind of jazz. Like that's where, like, I don't think anything will kind of supersede golf, because it's not like, you know, golf, you've golf clubs all over the world.
Yeah.
300 people, they're going to play golf, and after dinner you're going to entertain them. And
Right.
But with F1, it's not like there's go-karting clubs all over the world and there's 300 grown men and they're going to go-kart and then they're going to come in and you're
Yeah.
going to entertain them. So like,
Yeah.
for Formula One, it's more content, like, and it's like sponsored content and stuff like that. But with
Deadly.
golf, it's kind of everything. Golf is great that way. Like I have to say, it's definitely.
Have you been looking at any of the sports and gone,
The
"Do you know what?"
football, obviously, isn't it?
Well, obviously, yeah, he's done the football. I mean, your Klopp, I love your Klopp. It's amazing.
I'm,
You're right
I'm
keen.
getting a bit.
Fed up with it, bored with it.
Not even that. Like
What?
it's a lot of characters. I find football's kind of harder. It's harder to follow. There's too much games going on. Formula One's amazing, right? You just watch qualifying. I always watch qualifying. Might get practice in if I see it, and then the race. 2 hours done.
That's it.
Football game on a Friday.
dragged out.
Game on a Saturday morning. Game then 3 o'clock. There's all these games.
So the narrative
Saturday
keeps
night.
changing.
Yeah, and you're like, all right, it's just hard to follow it. You need to be like sitting down all week to like to kind of grasp what's going on with it. And then everyone like when you think about, for me, I remember over the space of a couple of weeks, Mourinho gone, Ole gone,
Yeah.
and Frank Lampard was gone. And I was getting loads of content out of them three. And now at the minute, all I have is Pep and Klopp. Do you know, and fellas,
Well, your Arteta's good now as well.
yeah, it's all
Yeah,
right.
I
You
like
know,
that.
yeah. Again, he can kind of, although I find him a bit hard to do, but yeah, it's like football with the way managers change and stuff. Like Formula One, I'll probably have the base guys for 10 years. Football, fellas in, he's fellas out. Like, you know, you're doing Mourinho. You notice when he's not in the league,
Yeah.
the numbers aren't the same as when he is in the league. Do you know what I mean? Doing
Yeah.
the impression, regardless of
And
how
then-
good the impression is.
And then you've Klopp going to be gone at the end of the season as well, haven't
That's
you?
what I mean. Next year,
Do
I'm
you know what I'm
really
saying?
hoping Liverpool
And
gets
who do
someone
you,
with a
who do
very
you, who do you
distinctive football.
support yourself, Premiership-wise? Do you support anyone?
I grew up a Liverpool fan.
Good man, Conor.
Which means he's changed since then.
No, which means... Come
No,
here,
the
you-
way I said it, though,
come
is,
here.
do you know what? I realised in this game,
Yeah.
there's no point supporting anybody because I'll just alienate like
of course,
a section of supporters and
Of
stuff.
course.
So I like to just kind of I watch it for. I was never like a massive Liverpool fan. It was just what
That's
happened in
what
my
you grew,
house
That's
was
what you grew up with. What do you identify as?
I'm
As
Are
a
you
scout.
non-binary football team. So my dad, he supported Leeds, and then my older brother was a Leeds fan, loved Cantona. Cantona was there in 91 or whatever, and then Cantona or 92.
He
Then
won the
Ferguson
league.
bought,
Yeah.
won the league, and it was like we were all a big Leeds household. And then my brother jumped ship to Manchester United with Cantona. Meowla then thought, it'd be cool if we all, because three boys, he's like, we'll all have different teams. I'll be Leeds. Darren's now Man United. Connor, you're Liverpool. They were very good back in the day. I was like, oh, deadly. Dean, you're Blackburn.
So
Would you believe?
Darren had a disability, really.
Dean won the league in 95.
They did,
I
yeah.
didn't win the league till
Blackburn,
2020.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I was
Jack
Liverpool.
Walker.
But I would have supported them. I wouldn't be like diehard. I would never have got upset if they lost, kind of thing. But I went to the Champions League final there against Madrid, and I can see like it's just, in fairness, football. Like we obviously like identify so much with GA, and it is obviously really special. But so is football when you go over and you see like it's like a religion to these people, and Liverpool, like they just captivate.
Yeah, and when you go
the
and watch
imagination.
a match, it's just like it's like me moving to Mullingar. I'm just a blow in, like, because you're just literally out for a game, aren't you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a hardcore fan. These fellas that
Live and
go to
breathe
the
it.
home games, that go to the away games,
Yeah.
that know the politics about the club, that go up to the training facilities, and it's just in their blood, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a way of life, like.
Oh, it is
you
a
know?
way of life, and that's why like it's tribal, And then when you do something against a team, like if I do a video and you get all this abuse then or whatever, off fellas, if you're taking the piss out of one team too much, so I try to like kind of divvy it out equally or whatever. So when
do.
Liverpool need to get the piss taken out, and take it out of them, and Man United and everything like that. So I just kind of
Can everyone just chill out with the comments on the internet, please? Relax, like it's comedy. Chill out or scroll. Keep scrolling. It's grand. All right, Will?
yeah.
Okay.
No, but come here, a great win for Manchester United the other day against Liverpool.
I know, but we don't know when this podcast is coming out. So.
I know, yeah, we'll still just say it. It could
Yeah.
be whenever. It
Yeah.
could be done in 1987 or something for all people. know.
The darts was on here last night, Conor, in Dublin, in
Yeah.
the Tree Arena. Have you looked at that?
I did it last year.
Yeah.
Oh, you did actually. That's
Yeah,
what
at the end
I
of the
knew.
year.
That's what was ringing me head. You did darts, but it's
Phil Taylor.
Let's get
you know,
straight to the
the
point.
greatest of all
yes,
time.
it's straight. Now, obviously, the new one to do now is Littler.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, but there's only a couple of interviews with him at the moment. I mean, most of the darts players you'd imagine are northern. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah,
but
they
come
all have
from
that kind of.
Dublin.
I nearly forget some of the voices because I actually it was a weird one where I intensely did it for about 5 or 6 weeks, and then just stopped as soon as the Christmas was done. I was like, all right, I'm not doing that till next Christmas, like, and I nearly forget the voices. But
Have they reached out to you? They have. The
no,
BBC?
I did it with Paddy Power.
Oh, yes.
So they sponsored the event. So
Yeah.
we did 2 videos there at Christmas. The first one went mad viral. Like, the darts is a beautiful sport where nobody's media trained.
Yes, that's true.
Your man, who was it? The Flying Scotsman,
Gary
Anderson.
Yeah.
That was you that shipped. Oh, I didn't ship. That was you. That
Somebody did a fart on
yeah.
the
Oh
stage.
yeah, no, I didn't fart. No,
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he shit. And your man's looking at me, he's shot, and he goes, well, you stick your fingers down my arse and check. Straight out. And I was just like, that was the first video I watched. I was like, holy fuck, I'm in for a good time with this.
Brilliant.
Him, Taylor, then is just deadly.
Yeah.
Like, it just,
And then you've got Gerwin Price from Wales.
yeah.
He's a big rugby player.
Yeah, although he just, like,
He looks mad.
he's mad, all right, yeah, but he gets, I don't know, does he get, he just quits and stuff and he heads off, and I don't know if,
No,
I don't know if he enjoys the sport.
Yeah, he's quite
That
controversial in
Is
that.
darts a sport or a skill?
It's a very, very good question.
Throw a fucking spanner in the works there, what?
Literally, throw a dart and it works.
Huh? Do you know I used to love Bullseye?
Ah, listen.
Keep out of the black and into the red, you get fuck all in this game for 2 and a bit. Do you remember that?
I know.
And then they show you what you could have won.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
see what you could have won. A bleeding speedboat, and they're living in a block of council flats in bleeding
Huddersfield.
Wolverhampton or something.
Well, I love the darts, basically. I love the darts. I didn't get a ticket for last night. Anyway, I was gigging. Very busy.
Barry
man.
would be
Successful
at it.
comedian. Who?
Barry Murphy.
Would have been at it last
darts,
night.
mad.
Is he?
Yeah, mad for darts.
The
He'd
only-
be down there.
The only way you get Barry Murphy to do a gig these days is if there's
Darts
a
or
golf
golf?
course nearby. That's how you get him.
There's a
You
comedy
say-
club. There's a comedy
he
club in the
loves-
K Club at the minute. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, it's comedy.
Oh, once a month,
Tiger
isn't it?
actually rang the K Club up. Remember the thing was on there? They played the thing over here.
The what?
Do you
Oh, the
remember
Ryder Cup?
the Ryder Cup was on here. Do you remember?
Oh,
And
yeah,
a fella
yeah.
answered the phone with a stammer to Tiger. He says, "Hello, this is the KKK Club."
Oh, God.
Tiger went, "Sorry, wrong number." Sorry. Cut that out.
You can't use that.
Anyway,
4 years ago, yeah.
yeah.
Not now.
no, but there's a comedy club in the K Club. Yeah, once a month they do a gig.
I hope it's
and Barry hosts a lot of them. So there's a game of golf there as well. I could say.
I hope it's a comedy club with a K. You know, the comedy club, because isn't it? You know.
And
Anyway, moving on.
it's mad
Genius.
but it's mad because McGregor lives on the grounds. What? He lives on the grounds of the K Club. Did you know that?
Has he gone up and done his 5 minutes?
yeah.
Great to
you
get him
him
on. wouldn't it? Here.
Yeah,
Here tonight, dear.
laugh now will smash a face in, yeah.
Yeah, did you not like that joke? Did you not? Yeah, he lives on the grounds of the K Club.
Wow.
In one of them big houses, yeah.
So you could have shot into his kitchen, like.
You probably could, but to be the bleeding last shot, you'd be hitting into anyone's kitchen.
Yeah, I suppose.
Getting toyed
McGregor
up
with
and not.
McGregor with a golf club.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like Idols have a great lyric in one of their songs. It's like Conor McGregor on rollerblades with a samurai sword. That's one of the lyrics. Sorry, Idols.
Is it?
One Idols, love Idols. Anyway, what did I want to say to Conor? So the darts is like it's an annual thing. So when it comes around to Christmas time again, you might the boys might be in touch with you. Was there any? Did you actually go up to the Ali Pali or anything?
No, I did, and then I actually said to them before I did it, I was like, I don't care how this goes, I ain't going to the Ali Pali and I'm performing in front of them. I was like, imagine a comedian standing there
Mental.
and telling everyone,
No.
right, shut up now and listen to this fella.
I can't think of anything worse.
It's not going to happen.
That you just couldn't.
Have you ever been to Ali Pali?
No.
I've been to Ali Pali a few times
Are
because
you
I used to
Pali
live
with
in
Ali?
North. No, well, I used to be Pali with Ali and then I stopped.
Yeah.
But I've been there. But did you know the video for She's the One was made in Ali Pali with Robbie Williams?
She's
Now when he's on the
one.
ice skates.
Yeah.
That was made in Ali Pali, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, and I remember going up there with Andrew Maxwell years ago and he's going, yeah, I'm brilliant on ice skates. And me and my daughter was there and I went, right, come on, we go in. He was like, what? I said, come on, we go in and go on the ice skates because I can ice skate.
You called his bluff.
Yeah. Oh, he couldn't even stand up, man.
Oh,
It's
no.
like that hanging on to the thing.
I love Maxwell. He's such a spoofer.
But yeah, no, I don't know if I'd go up there and do it. Now, they never asked either. I'm sure they know you're not going to quiet in a crowd like that.
You'd
Like,
never quiet in that
Nah,
crowd.
you'd be there just, you'd probably start booing you for the crack.
Ah,
Look,
yeah.
I even think, like, I was watching it last night for a bit because my missus, as young lad, has a dartboard upstairs and he plays with it. Darts. He's all right, he's handy enough. But I was thinking of the like you, for example, you take a fella playing snooker when he gets down to take a shot, you can't hear the pin drop. There's fellas playing darts, they're screaming, they're booing, like the concentration level to throw a
block that
dart
out.
into that, like it's unreal.
And then if you make a mistake and they're kind of laughing.
Yeah.
And there's-
Yeah.
it's like,
You were mentioning Gerwin Price there. Like there was a time where he gets an awful lot of stick from the crowd because
Yeah.
of his celebrations and all that. And you think he's quite abrasive and arrogant and all that. But there was one tournament, I think it was last year's Ali Pali, not the one just gone, the one before that, where he came out on stage with bleeding big earmuffs.
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah.
just to block
Yeah.
out the sound.
to block out the sound. Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's also that thing, as soon as it's even, I often say it about social media, like, if you respond to those negative comments or you give them any sort of like oxygen or energy, you're going to get more of it back. I don't even, like, anyone could say anything to me and like I won't block them.
We had this very conversation
We had
just
that
before
very
we came in.
conversation.
I don't
Since
even
we
want them
started
to
doing-
know.
We've had 6 comments and one of them was negative ever since we started this.
Out of our 14
And we were
listeners.
saying,
Yeah,
the old me would have been knocking on the door and going,
Sorry.
no problem.
yeah.
No,
Have you
but
got a problem
you're
there?
right. I
Tracking
think,
a
once
646.
you start feeding the monster and you give back something, they're all on it then. They're going, we have him on the end of the line. Like,
yeah,
he's
and
biting.
if you do comment on that, you'll get him kind of thing. And it's a strange one. It's like there's one comment the one I hate is like where you're doing something that's sponsored, and someone goes, "Oh, you took the money or you mercenary or something like
sellout.
that," and you're sell out. That was
Yeah.
someone did that recently. I did a thing. It was like, "Oh, how much do you sell out there or whatever." I was just like, well,
Yeah.
Pay me mortgage.
yeah, like this is my job, and I
Yeah.
got paid
Yeah.
to do a video,
Livelihood, yeah.
and you're getting like most of the stuff is you're getting it for free anyway. Do you know,
Yeah.
all the time on your
Yeah.
phone there, whenever, and you obviously you follow me, so you enjoy it. Like, but then so I'm getting a few quid for something, and all of a sudden then you're calling me a sellout. That's the only
Yeah.
comment that irks me if I
Yeah.
see that pop up. I'm just like, oh, fuck fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Surely, is this a surprise to you?
But like,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
negativity and all that, I just kind
Come here, wouldn't it
of.
be great if social media gave you the go ahead to once a year to take one of your comments that you could actually knock on the person's door and smack them with a bleeding fish in the side of the face?
Yeah, I'd
Very
probably.
specific requirement.
I'd-
from the social
No, that's
media
what I
company,
get.
but-
No, a big rainbow trout, and I'd have one of them exfoliating gloves on that you can grip it really bleeding hard.
You've thought
But you
about
know,
this,
just,
haven't you?
yeah, I have, man. And just knock on
Have
the
you
door.
written the Facebook and
Just when
Instagram?
your man, no, just when your man comes out, just have it gripped with the exfoliating
Dear Mr.
glove just down
Zuckerberg.
to the side like that and go, all right, yeah, remember the comment you left 7 months ago? Yeah, and just smack him. No, in slow
Ka-doink.
motion.
Yeah.
Larrup.
Can you-
Straight to the side of the face.
Into the jism. What was I going to say? Come here, listen, Conor. We have a little section what we do on the podcast where because this podcast is with the Laughter Lounge and Joe, right? And myself and Willie obviously perform a lot in the Laughter Lounge. You're actually there tomorrow night, aren't you?
I am there tomorrow
I'm
night.
going to go down
No
and have a look
tickets
at
left,
it.
it's sold out.
Yeah, sold out. You're sold. He's bigger than Taylor Swift. He is. This
I'm
fella. I've been
not.
saying, he
Taylor
is.
Swift is 5'9", I'm only 5'7".
Yeah, well, now I'm talking.
You're both bigger than me. You're both bigger than me.
Come here, me and you in the same bracket. We could have ended up in the Curragh with bleeding one of the right on the horses.
I
and that.
definitely should have.
Yeah,
I definitely
I
should have.
was up there for
Yeah.
a while, but I was brutal.
Or a race car driver.
Yeah, but you've
Nice
taken
and
the saddle
slim.
off the horse.
yeah.
Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept bringing the horses home. We going on the N7.
Yup.
All right, lads.
But we're with the Laughter Lounge, with the podcast with the Laughter Lounge, and we the Laughter Lounge have been active. They've been out to their audience members and asking for confessions. Right back in the day, I got a Fly Fit T-shirt when I joined the gym, and I had it on me one day after heading to the gym, and I went to get myself a coffee. The barista was like, "Oh, do you work at Fly Fit? That's cool." And I said, no, it's just a T-shirt, but I'm chuffed you think I'm a PT. And she said, oh no, sorry, I just thought you were a cleaner or something. She served me shade and coffee that day. That's a beautiful thing though, isn't it?
Yeah, I just wear a T-shirt
That's true.
coming out of a cafe. Fry fit. Just go on a grub crawl for 3 days.
A full Irish, yeah.
That happened to me over in Austin. When remember you were slagging off earlier on about Niall Horan. A crowd of kids right in front of the CEO, Stefano Dominiciliali. All these young lads just came running over to me like, oh my god, taking pictures and all that. And he was standing beside my wife. He's like, this is incredible. I mean, he's so popular. He's like one of the drivers. I came back over. My wife was like, oh, he was really impressed with that. Like blah blah blah. And then I was like, yeah, they all thought I was Charles LeClerc. There I was. Hey, sure, no problem. Thank you.
They're all going, wow, he sounds the clerk really weird. M-O-O-R-E. Okay. I work in an airport hotel in Dublin. And I'd say it's Dublin Airport Hotel. I'm just going to hazard a guess there.
No, there's loads of airports around Dublin Hotel. Airport.
I work in an airport hotel in Dublin, and I noticed this man and woman renting rooms, regularly staying in them for just a couple of hours. It was clear they were having an affair. Sorry, I didn't read this one first. It was clear they were having an affair as I heard him mention his wife one day as they walked through reception. Having been cheated on myself, I couldn't help it, but I took one of our hotel postcards and wrote a message saying, thank you for booking over 10 stays with us this year. Here's 20% off a future stay with him and his mistress' name on it, and sent it to his house. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, salty or what?
Jesus.
That's...
Oh, there's a postcard you wouldn't like your missus to be getting, isn't it? If you got it yourself, you'd be going,
yeah, like, how do you explain that? Going,
Wrong house.
yeah, exactly.
I don't explain that. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I'd never do that.
Oh, no, yeah, you just do it in the back of a car. Wouldn't get a hotel.
That's why I bought an estate.
Right, okay, right, here we go. When my mother passed away, we put the majority of her ashes in a fancy decorative pot on the fireplace of the family home where my dad still lives. We all got a little bit of our ashes in little Ziploc bags to put into a vase in our own homes. After I collected them from my dad's, I popped the little bag in my handbag, went to the food shop, and when I got home, the little bag was gone. Not only did I lose her once, but I think I lost her in the freezer section of Aldi too.
Imagine someone picking up that bag and thinking it was a bag of sniff.
That's all that was in my head. I was like,
doing 2 lines, yeah, granny.
her spirit lives on inside somebody else.
Yeah, the minute you sniff, you be going, oh, your nipples a jumper there.
Oh my God.
You'll have a cup of tea, won't you?
I'd love a game of bingo right now.
These tights are cutting the hole out of me.
Someone fix me gutter. Anyway, poor life's coming. Well, right, we won't dwell too long on this, Conor, because we're running out of time. We know you're a busy man. Sorry, Conor, before we actually go into this, how, like, the golf season's starting soon, so the Masters is coming up in Augusta, like the mecca of golf. Like, you're going.
No. I've been to the Masters. See, the thing for me is, when you go to the golf events, especially the Masters, well, first off, it's not easy to get tickets. I haven't tried in a couple of years. I was there the year Tiger won it. But when you're there, you're not allowed a phone, right? Which is amazing. It's the most beautiful. It's the most amazing couple of days. You're out, no phone. And if you need to get someone or whatever, you tell them, I'll meet you here at a certain time. And so it's like going back in time. But for me, that has to make content. I don't know what's going on. So, like, anything could be happening that side of the course. You have no phone. So you come out at the end of the day. Let's just say you stay the whole day. Then it takes you ages to get out. It takes you to be fair. Like, it's actually so well ran. There's never massive queues or anything like that. But it's still like a trek, and wherever you're staying, you have to get back to. Then you get your phone. You're like, all right, what's the story? What happened there today? Then you have to start thinking. While if I watch it at home on TV, I just watch it, and then all the content's coming to you throughout the whole day, and then you start your sketch or whatever. Because like, if you're doing something that evening, it's dead the next day. You have to start playing again and things like that. So I actually prefer like going to them events. The same with the Grand Prix, because you have to leave, you have to go back somewhere. I like to like put the stuff out straight away. So like, if I'm at home, it's better content wise. Now, if I was just going, if I did a video before it and I was like, I'm just going to go and enjoy it. One of these years I have to do that, because the first year I did go, it was such an amazing year. Tiger obviously came back, won it and stuff. But I just remember I was very green with NBC, and I was just walking around thinking, I need to impress people. I need to do a video. So you're just not appreciating where you are. So I kind of do want to. I want to go back in a year where I'm not doing anything for it, and it's just like, just go and enjoy it.
So just a quick question: did you get to play the course?
No, never.
Never. And Roy, on the subject of playing courses, I asked you this beforehand, but you never gave me. No, you didn't interrupt. You done something very clever, which you said was save it till after. Like, so your favourite course in Ireland, and why? Favourite course? See, I have two, and I'm not sitting on the fence on it. And are you links or parkland? So I've one of each. Right. Okay.
Nice.
So my favourite course to play is Trump Doombeg.
I mean, it's the greatest course we've ever seen. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's very green with golf holes. I mean, people have never seen the likes. It's incredible. I just love that. I love that course down there in Doombeg, and I think like everything about it is just lovely.
Boyne has a golf course as well. That's the crazy golf in Dundrum.
In saying that, I'm a big links guy, so like love Tralee, Lahinch, Portmarnock, Royal Dublin. Do you know what? Like, there's just so many. We're so unbelievably blessed with golf courses. But then my other favourite like is my home course, which in Mullingar. So I built a house just around the corner from it now. You built it as well?
No, into his talents.
I may as well have been. But it's just the perfect parkland course, and like the weather starts getting good now, and it's just just called Mullingar Golf Course. Mullingar Golf Club, yeah. I'm gonna come down and play. Come down and play. No, honestly, I'll go down to you. Anyone I bring to play on it like loves it. I've never played it. Like, it's just to keep it so well, like everything about it. It's like, and it's one of those courses you play 18 holes, you don't feel like you played 18 holes.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you're in a golf cart, are you?
What was that, Eddie? Okay. What you say? What's my two favourite?
I just gone for a few pints.
Oh yeah, sorry, buddy. Willie.
So my two favourite golf courses are your favourite courses? And I'm gonna do exactly what Conor says. So
okay, links.
Favourite links. Africa. The Old Head in Kinsale.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. That is incredible. I played it twice.
Isn't it an amazing course?
Oh my God, it's insanely.
And I played there with Barry Murphy, and I played Ballybunion last year with Barry Murphy as well.
I haven't played that.
Oh, what a course! And I tell you, see the day we played it, the weather was given from God that day.
Is it a long course, Ballybunion?
Yeah, it is. Do you end up with bunions? No, do you know what? I actually have a bunion on my foot, and I'm going to get Bally wrote over it.
Yeah, good man. Put a Bally on it.
It's like there's a whole other sketch going on just to the side where it's like, boom, these words.
And my favourite parkland course would be the one down in Kells. It's called
Kells Golf Course.
No, it's called. Oh, geez. So the Kells Road there. There's two courses on it. Do you know the one I'm on about?
Well, whoever that golf course is going to be absolutely raging now.
I'm gonna get the name of it now. It's called the Headford.
It's
The
called
Headford,
Headford.
I was gonna, yeah.
What
I
an
was like,
amazing golf course. And I'm telling you, there's 13 holes over water on the new course. And some of the best par threes I've ever seen in my life.
And
so that's
our
my
producer's a bit
favourite.
of a golfer as well.
So that would be my favourite parkland course would be the Headford. Until I play Mullingar, it might change, who knows?
Ah, you
Yeah.
love it.
And favourite, come here, I've never played Doonbeg. And I heard that the Hog's Head down and thing is meant to be really good as
I
well.
haven't played that, but I have to get down there.
And we bring you up to Slough someday, Connor.
Yeah.
Up to Ballymun.
You can wear your
Golf
favourite
course.
tracksuit.
Yeah.
Is it grass?
Yeah, come here. Do you remember that?
public golf course.
I went up there with Jason Bourne playing once, and Jason got out in his trousers on him and a t-shirt and all. This
golf gear?
This fella's walking through the bleeding car park with Celtic tracksuits on. And here's Jason. He's gone. Jason goes, I think I'm a bit overdressed for this place.
I'm actually starting a golf YouTube series.
Are you?
Yeah, starting in 2 weeks, and I'm going around playing courses all over. Now, I'll also do it in America.
I am available for
I'm going to...
So is it on your channel?
Yeah, so I have a separate golf channel, YouTube channel, and it's going to be on that. And it's like
give it a
me
plug?
just playing. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
What's it gonna
whenever
be
this
called,
comes
or
out in the
what's
next
gonna
couple of years, literally Conor Moore Golf. I think it's Conor Golfs or something. I'm still working on. I'm going to try break 80, so I'm playing off 15. I want to get down to 5. I've reached out to Padraig Harrington.
He's going to give you lessons?
No problem at all. He says, Daddy, we're going to do it. You'll end up being
He's such a legend. I met him
He's brilliant.
at the K Club last year. I met him at the Irish Open. I'm like, I'm starting because I was supposed to start it last year. I ended up hurting my hip and I didn't start it. And I says, I'm doing this. I want to get better at golf. Blah blah blah. I was like, I could do a few tips. Just kind of said it in jest. And he's like, no problem at all. Do you want to get better or do you want to enjoy it more? And I was like,
Wow. What a question.
yeah. What do you mean? I was
Surely
like,
when you get
both.
better, you enjoy it more.
Yeah, he's like, well, no, not necessarily because you have to focus on one or the other. Really, you really want to. And I was like, all right. So he's like, if you want to enjoy it more, big stick. Just get the driver down.
I thought you said bring a few
Knock
cans.
the-
It's like going out giving people sticks. See you prick. Stay in that pub.
I dressed you this morning.
How'd you get that top out of the bleeding golf basket down the basement?
So big stick, yeah.
Yeah. What else,
So-
Warwick?
So what did he mean by big stick? He meant the
just
long
meant
irons?
the driver.
Driver,
As
okay,
in, like,
right.
yeah, you're like kind of, because they're the ones, your first 2 shots and
Yeah.
you're knocking into play. Because, like, if you're not good with the driver, then you're in trouble all the time. And then you're hitting trees. It's just a bit of a mess. But he said, if you really want to get this, like, you want to go low with your handicap, short game. He's like, chipping, putting, that's where it's at. So he then said a couple of weeks ago that he could get anybody to 9. He was doing an interview. I think I could get any person to single finger. It's not hard, blah, blah, blah. So I sent him the picture. I said, I'm your guy. I was like, I want to. He goes, no problem. Just cockshort. No, sorry. I was playing in Tralee actually in September. And another, like, the weather came from God and it was just the best 2 days. Like, just that course is insane. And I think I fell asleep on the 18th hole.
What?
We were waiting for lads to shoot off and I fell asleep for about, I'd say, 2 minutes. I was just like, I was baking in the sun. It was just one of those days. It was
Nice.
just
Wow.
such crack. And I ended up taking my phone out then when I was lying there. I was like, and then a message from Harrington on my Twitter.
Hey Connor, I saw your swing online. You need to practice hitting shots with a short backswing. Play with a normal length swing. Think John Ram. At the moment, your backswing is long and your arms get disconnected from your body. You then lead your downswing with your hips, but they are not pulling your torso with them as they are also disconnected. It should feel like a cog system, each pulling, turning the next cog. Hip, torso, arms, hands, club head. Your hands are very late in the downswing, meaning you struggle to square the face. I hope this helps. Don't hesitate to ask me for anything at any event when I'm around. What a class
Wow.
act.
Jesus
What
Christ.
a class
He sent
act.
you that on Twitter.
Yeah, no,
he
I
slid into
like,
your DMs with about 8 messages there.
That's brilliant.
Holy shit.
Isn't
felt
that
it,
great?
I felt
What
a bit
a
shy about my game after.
No, I just replied to that. Listen, I'm going to learn how to drive a Formula 1 car. You're all right.
No joke. So when I was the other day, I was practicing. I was like, he was on about the arms, and I was getting disconnected, and I started swinging from my shoulders, and instantly I was hitting the ball better.
Wow.
Just kind of now. There's a lot in what he said there.
tweaks, yeah.
That it would take you a while to sort out, but I just thought, like, what a class act. I'm like, no, he didn't have to do that or
No, of
anything, and he
course
just,
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's mad when you just tweak one thing, what actually happens, like,
Yeah.
Like I was poisoned with my driver for a while. I just couldn't get it right. And I went and done a few lessons over in Killester. And your man was just showing me a different way to approach the swing and to actually turn my shoulders before I come down to swing and hit the ball. I was like, something just happened. The ball was just straight down all the time, like,
And now you play full forward hurler.
Yeah.
You're a brilliant player.
Yeah. Brilliant at that.
Yeah. Come here. Listen, lads. Time has gone gotten the better of us again.
We could have actually talked all evening. Do you
I
know,
know,
we
yeah.
could have ordered a bleeding
I've nothing to
Chinese or
do.
something
Are you
like
going
that.
anywhere?
Connor Moore, it's been an absolute pleasure, hasn't it? And an honour.
100%.
Like
It's been a pleasure,
one of our
yeah.
favourite people online. If you haven't checked this man out, where have you been all your life? Where have you been living under a rock? Check out his golf series coming
been
to
in
YouTube.
prison?
It's
Have
gonna
you been
be
in
amazing.
jail?
Check out his Formula 1 stuff. Check out his golf stuff. He is peerless. He's the go. Conor Moore, thanks very much.
Lads, thanks a million.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much,
Absolute
Conor.
pleasure. I love
Ciao.
it.